The alarm shrieked through the mining station like a wounded animal. Captain Marcus Rivera rolled from his bunk, boots hitting cold metal flooring as emergency lights painted everything in angry red. 3 years on the edge of human space had taught him to move fast when sensors screamed warnings. His fingers flew over the control panel. The readings made his blood freeze. A ship had crashed just beyond the asteroid field. Not human design. The vessel's energy signature pulsed weakly. Like a dying heartbeat against the void, Marcus grabbed his emergency kit and pressure suit. Whatever had fallen from the stars might be his only excitement in months. The loneliness of deep space mining did strange things to a man's judgment. The crash site sprawled across a crater that still glowed with residual heat. Twisted metal jutted from scorched rock like broken bones. The ship's hull bore markings he had never seen before, elegant curves and flowing script that seemed to shift in the asteroid's thin atmosphere. Movement caught his eye. A figure stumbled. From the wreckage, tall and graceful despite obvious injuries, the being's skin held a pale blue luminescence that pulsed with each labored breath. When she turned toward him, Marcus felt his heart skip. Her eyes were like captured starlight. Silver irises that held depths of intelligence and pain. High cheekbones and pointed ears marked her as definitely not human, but her beauty transcended species. Blood that sparkled like liquid mercury traced down her temple. "Please," she whispered in accented but clear English. "They hunt me. People hunt me." Marcus raised his hands slowly, showing empty palms. "Easy there. I'm not going to hurt you." She swayed on her feet, one hand pressed against her side where dark stains spread across her silver clothing. "You are human. Why do you not fear me? Should I?" Marcus moved closer, close enough to catch her if she fell. "You're hurt and alone. Doesn't seem like much reason to be scared." Her laugh held bitter notes. "My own council voted for my death. They called me traitor, conspirator, danger to our pure bloodlines. All because I spoke against the war they planned with your kind." The words hit Marcus like a plasma bolt. War. His people had no idea what was coming. What war? Before she could answer, her knees buckled. Marcus caught her, surprised by how light she felt in his arms. Her skin was fever-warm despite its strange coloring. Up close, he could see the exhaustion in her features, the way her hands trembled. "Need to get you medical attention," he murmured. "No hospitals, no official records." Her grip tightened on his arm with desperate strength. "They have allies among your governments, spies who would sell my location for trade agreements." Marcus made a decision that would change everything. "Then we don't go official." His mining station had basic medical supplies. Not much, but enough to treat her wounds. As he helped her toward his transport, the alien woman looked up at him with those incredible silver eyes. "I am Zara Nightwhisper, of the Celestial Courts. Why do you risk yourself for a stranger?" Marcus activated his ship's engines, already planning the route back to his station. "Because someone once told me that how we treat strangers says everything about who we really are." The transport lifted off, leaving the crash site behind. Neither of them saw the sleek pursuit ships that emerged from hyperspace, their sensors. Already locked onto the fading energy trail, the hunt had only just begun. Safe haven, the mining station's medical bay hummed with quiet efficiency as Marcus tended to Zara's injuries. She sat on the examination table, her silver clothing torn, a way to reveal wounds that glowed faintly at the edges. Her skin felt like silk beneath his careful hands. "This might sting," he warned, applying antiseptic to a deep cut along her shoulder. Zara barely flinched. "Your touch is gentle for a warrior. Who says I'm a warrior?" Marcus met her eyes as he worked. "The scars on your hands, the way you move, the weapons hidden throughout this station." She smiled softly. "Also the military commendations on your desk that you think no one would notice." Heat crept up Marcus's neck, observant. "It kept me alive when my own people turned against me." Her voice carried old pain. "Tell me about these scars." Marcus's hands stilled on the medical tape. "Colonial wars. Nothing worth discussing." Zara placed her hand over his, her touch electric. "Everything is worth discussing with someone who saved your life." Their eyes met and held. The moment stretched between them, filled with unspoken questions and growing awareness. Marcus found himself leaning closer, drawn by something deeper than mere attraction. "You're nothing like what the propaganda says about humans," Zara whispered. "What does it say? That you are violent, primitive, driven only by greed and conquest?" Her fingers traced the scars on his knuckles. "They never mention that some humans risk everything for strangers." Marcus felt his resistance crumbling. Maybe both things can be true. Maybe... She lifted his hand to her cheek, nuzzling into his palm. "Your people have such warmth." The station's proximity alarms chose that moment to shriek. Marcus jerked away from Zara, his training kicking in as he rushed to the sensor array. 3 ships approached at high speed, sleek vessels with the same flowing lines as Zara's crashed ship. His fingers flew over the controls, activating the station's defensive shields. "They found us." Zara appeared beside him, moving with liquid grace despite her injuries. "Hunters from the celestial courts, they will not negotiate. Good thing." "I don't plan to." Marcus opened weapon systems that officially didn't exist on civilian mining operations. "Can you handle a targeting system? Better than most?" Zara slipped into the co-pilot's seat like she belonged there. The attacking ships opened fire without warning. Energy beams lanced through space, hammering against the station's shields. Marcus returned fire, his modified mining lasers proving surprisingly effective against military hulls. "There," Zara called out, marking targets on his display. "The lead ship's shields are rotating. You have 3 seconds to target their main reactor." Marcus fired. The enemy vessel erupted in brilliant flame, its destruction causing the other 2 ships to scatter. "Nice shooting," Zara said, admiration clear in her voice. "Nice spotting." Marcus turned to find her watching him with those incredible silver eyes. "Guess we make a good team." She moved closer, close enough that he could feel the heat of her skin. "Marcus Rivera, you may be the most dangerous human I have ever met." "Dangerous how?" Instead of answering, Zara kissed him. Her lips were soft and warm, tasting of starlight and promises. When they broke apart, both were breathing hard. "Dangerous. Like that," she whispered against his lips. 3 days passed in careful orbit around an unnamed asteroid. Marcus had moved his station to the shadow side, using the rock's bulk to hide their energy signatures. During the day cycles, he worked on repairs while Zara recovered her strength. During the night cycles, they talked. "The war started before I was born," Zara explained, curled against Marcus on his narrow bunk. "My people fear humans because you grow so fast, learn so quickly. In just centuries, you went from primitive to spacefaring. It terrifies the old families." Marcus traced patterns on her bare shoulder, marveling at how her skin seemed to hold its own light. "So they decided to destroy us first?" "Some did. Others, like me, argued for contact instead of conquest." Her voice grew bitter. "I was naive. Enough to believe wisdom would prevail. What changed their minds?" Zara was quiet for a long moment. "They discovered that humans and my people could reproduce together. Half-breed children that carried traits from both species. The purists saw it as contamination." Marcus felt something cold settle in his stomach. "And you?" She turned in his arms, silver eyes intense. "I saw it as hope. A bridge between our peoples instead of a wall." Her hand found his cheek. "Was I wrong?" Instead of answering with words, Marcus kissed her. Deep and thorough, pouring everything he couldn't say into the connection between them. When they broke apart, both were breathing hard. "The old families would execute me just for this," Zara whispered. "Then we don't let them find us." Proximity alarm cut through their intimacy. Marcus rolled from the bunk, pulling on clothes as he moved to the control console. A single ship approached. Human design, but broadcasting civilian transponder codes. "Marcus, you crazy bastard, answer your come back." The voice belonged to Commander Voss, Marcus's old unit leader. "I've got news you need to hear." Marcus activated the communication array. "Jake, what are you doing out here?" "Apparently, got word through back channels that someone was asking questions about your station. Official questions. From people with diplomatic immunity." Voss's weathered face appeared on screen. His eyes widened when he saw Zara beside Marcus. Well, hell, that explains a lot. Jake, meet Zara. Zara, this is Commander Voss. He's one of the good ones. Voss studied Zara with professional interest. Ma'am, I'm guessing you're the reason. Half the galaxy seems to be looking for this station. I am sorry for the trouble I have caused, Zara replied formally. Don't apologize yet. Wait until you hear what I found out. Voss's expression grew grim. There's a joint task force forming. Human and alien ships working together to hunt down what they're calling a dangerous fugitive. Seems like some of our government boys are already making deals. Marcus felt ice in his veins. What kind of deals? The kind that involve trading. Information for technology. Your friend here is apparently worth a lot of advanced weapon systems. Zara's hand found Marcus's arm, her grip tight. They offer your leaders the tools to fight the coming war, but only if they help capture me first. Bastards. Marcus's jaw clenched. Jake, how long before they trace us here? Maybe 12 hours? Maybe less, if they're using alien tracking? Tech Voss leaned forward. Marcus, I've got a ship and 3 good people who owe you their lives. But if we do this, we're all going rogue. Marcus looked at Zara, seeing the fear and hope warring in her silver eyes. The smart play would be to run alone, fast and light. But as he watched her, he knew he couldn't abandon the woman who had already changed everything about his world. Send me coordinates for a rendezvous, Marcus decided. Going to need all the help we can get. Zara pressed close to him as Voss signed off. You would risk everything for me? Again? Some things are worth the risk. Marcus cupped her face in his hands. Besides, someone needs to stop this war before it starts. She kissed him with desperate passion, as if she could memorize the taste of him. Outside their hidden sanctuary, the hunters drew closer with each passing hour. Love across stars, the rendezvous point was a hollowed-out asteroid in disputed space. Marcus brought his station alongside Voss's modified Corvette, watching 3 more human ships emerge from concealment. His old squad still loyal after all these years? They came, Zara marveled, watching the docking procedures through the viewport. Good. People do that, Marcus. Sealed the station's systems and gathered their few belongings. Ready to meet the rest of the family? Voss's ship felt cramped after the mining station, but it was built for war. Hidden weapon systems and military-grade shields gave them a fighting chance. The crew greeted Marcus with backslapping enthusiasm and treated Zara with respectful curiosity. She's even prettier than you described, Lieutenant Chen whispered. To Marcus during the briefing, focus on the tactical situation, Marcus replied. But he couldn't help watching Zara as she worked with Sergeant Kowalski to analyze alien ship designs. The intimacy of their shared quarters that night felt different. More urgent, Marcus traced the luminescent patterns that flowed beneath Zara's skin, amazed by her alien beauty. When this is over, she whispered, if we survive, what then? We find somewhere safe, build something new. His hands mapped the curves of her body. Maybe start that bridge between our peoples you talked about. Zara's laugh was soft and musical. You would give up your whole world for me? Your world is wherever you are? She kissed him with fierce intensity, her touch setting his blood on fire. They made love with the desperate passion of people who might not see another dawn. Outside their quarters, the stars wheeled past, indifferent to the small drama of 2 hearts finding each other across the void. The attack came at dawn. Proximity. Alarms screamed as a massive alien vessel dropped from hyperspace. The ship dwarfed. Voss's Corvette, its hull decorated with the flowing script of the celestial courts. Other vessels followed, smaller, but no less deadly. High Inquisitor Keth. Zara breathed, her face pale as she read the ship's markings. He was my former betrothed, the one who called for my execution when I refused to marry him. Marcus felt rage boil in his chest. He's the one hunting you? It's politics and personal revenge? Zara moved to the weapons console with deadly grace. He will not negotiate, will not show mercy. The alien fleet opened fire without warning, energy beams powerful enough to crack planets hammered at their shields. Voss's ship shuddered under the assault, warning lights flashing as systems overloaded. can't win this fight, Voss called from the bridge. Then we don't fight it, Marcus decided. We end it. He opened a communication channel to the alien flagship. The being that appeared on screen was tall and cruel, with the same luminescent skin as Zara, but eyes like chips of ice. Marcus Rivera. Keth's voice dripped contempt. The primitive who corrupted our pure-blood daughter. Surrender her now, and your death will be quick. Counteroffer, Marcus replied calmly. Go to hell. Keth's laugh was like breaking glass, amusing. Watch as I destroy your ship piece by piece. Perhaps when you are floating in vacuum, you will reconsider. The flagship's main weapons powered up, energy crackling along massive gun barrels. Marcus felt Zara's hand slip into his, her touch steady despite the certain death bearing down on them. I love you, she whispered. I love you too. As the words hung between them as High Inquisitor. Keth prepared to end their brief, impossible romance with overwhelming firepower. The moment stretched like a held breath. Keth's flagship charged its weapons, death racing along energy conduits toward the firing chambers. But Marcus had spent 3 years preparing for impossible odds. Now he whispered into his comm. The asteroid field came alive. Hidden among the rocks, automated defense platforms powered up. Mining charges Marcus had planted over months of careful preparation detonated in sequence. The trap he had built around his territory sprang with devastating effect. Explosions bloomed like deadly flowers throughout the alien formation. 2 escort ships vanished in balls of superheated gas. Keth's flagship staggered as debris hammered its shields. It's impossible, the High Inquisitor snarled. Primitive humans cannot possess such technology. We don't. Marcus smiled grimly. We're real good at making things go boom. Voss's corvette spun through the chaos, its weapons targeting the damaged alien vessels. The human ships fought with desperate efficiency, turning their smaller size into an advantage among the drifting rocks. The flagship's shields are down, Zara called from the weapons station. I can target their reactor core. Do it. But as Zara's fingers moved over the controls, Keth's ship launched a final salvo. Energy beams lanced through space toward the corvette's bridge. Marcus saw death racing toward them, and did the only thing he could. He threw himself across Zara's body, shielding her with his own flesh as the alien weapons found their target. Pain exploded through Marcus's back as energy beam grazed him. He felt his skin burning, smelled his own blood. But Zara was safe beneath him, her silver eyes wide with shock and fear. Marcus, no, finish it, he gasped. Zara's hands flew over the weapons console, tears streaming down her face. The corvette's main gun spoke once, sending a concentrated beam of energy directly into Keth's reactor core. The alien flagship erupted in a nova of destruction that lit up the asteroid field like a small sun. The remaining alien ships fled into hyperspace, their formation broken and their leader dead. Victory tasted like blood and smoke. Marcus found himself in the medical bay again, this time as the patient. The alien energy weapon had left burns across his back and shoulder, but Zara's healing touch made the pain bearable. You nearly died for me, she whispered, applying medical gel to his wounds. Worth it. Marcus caught her hand, bringing her fingers to his lips. Besides, I had promises to keep. The promise you made to a scared little girl? Marcus smiled, remembering her words in the marketplace. That one too. But I was thinking about a different promise. The one I made to myself about finding someone worth fighting for. Zara leaned down to kiss him, soft and sweet. What happens now? Now we build something new. Marcus gestured toward the viewport, where Voss's crew was salvaging technology. From the alien wrecks, your people wanted to prevent humans and aliens from working together. Instead, they just proved how powerful we can be when we do. The old families will not forget this defeat. Let them remember. Next time they'll think twice about hunting refugees. Marcus pulled her close, ignoring the pain in his back. Besides, they're going to have bigger problems soon. You mean Marcus smiled? Jake's already been in touch with his contacts. Seems like a lot of humans are very interested in hearing what you have to say about this coming war. Especially the parts about how to stop it. Zara's eyes widened with hope. You think they will listen? To the woman who helped defeat a superior alien force and saved human lives? Yeah, I think they'll listen. Marcus touched her face gently. Welcome to Earth, Ambassador Night Whisper. She laughed, the sound bright as starlight. I prefer Zara Rivera, if you don't mind. Is that a proposal? It's a promise. She kissed him again, deeper this time, forever and always. Outside their quarters, the stars wheeled past in their ancient dance. But for the first time in centuries, they looked down on something new. A bridge between worlds, built not of politics or technology, but of love strong enough to span the void between species. The war that Zara's people had planned would still come. But now humanity had an ally, a teacher, and most importantly, hope for a future where different peoples could stand together against the darkness. Marcus Rivera had saved one refugee and found himself saving two entire civilizations. Not a bad day's work for a simple mining station operator.